Alright, so this is going to be a video presentation on Rivendell Rideshare, what it is, how it works, and how users is going to be using and interacting with the system. So I'm going to give you a little brief introduction and reminder of what the project is first. So it's a rideshare application that's going to be developed for this made-up school, Rivendell Academy, and it's going to be specifically tailored for them. It's going to be hosted on their school servers, so we can access all their student information and utilize the application that way. So to kind of go over what a ride-sharing application is, it's for carpooling with other people between city to city. It's not something internal that you use to like a taxi or Uber around a city. It's something for travel. It's something to use as a substitute for like Greyhound or a train or something like that. So how they work is, a user will go on and post a ride offer that they have, where they're going, how much they're charging, and another user can then join that ride. And usually the user who's posting it will charge a price to cover for gas, and then any user that wants to join the ride will have to pay that cost. And it's gaining a lot more popularity these days over social media and such. But really it'd be much more convenient if we could have a specific application tailored to the cause. So the main tasks that are going to be handled by specifically Rivendell Rideshare are going to be for members of the school to be able to post a ride offer, for anyone to easily be able to view a list of all available rides, and also be able to filter that list so they can specifically find a date and a location that works for them, and then allow them to be able to book a ride, and then of course give users the freedom to both delete ride requests and delete any offers in case they made a mistake. So I'm going to be giving a little introduction to the application here in just a second, and then we're going to be going through 3 walkthroughs. You walk through for when a user needs to request a ride, when a user needs to post their own ride offer, and then how administrators are going to be interacting with the system. Alright, so when you launch your application, this is the screen you're going to land on. So this is the kind of general dashboard that all users will see. As I've specified before, the login system is going to be handled through the school servers, so on their back end. So as this application is being specifically developed for this Rivendell Academy school, and it wants to be exclusive to that school, it'll be handled on their servers. So to ever access this information, you'd first have to be logged into their school server information first. So same with Athabasca or Queens, where I go to school. These applications are kind of hosted between a layer of that login system. So before you could access it, you'd have to be logged in. So for simplicity, that's obviously left out of the implementation. We had just assumed that's something that's going to be in place when this is deployed to market. So assuming once you have that logged in, you've logged in as your student information, this is a page you'll see. So we'll kind of go over through the first walkthrough now, where a student is going to request a ride from another student and kind of check to confirm that it's been booked. So right now, you can see right here, you can easily see all the rides available. We have ways that we can sort by date, by destination, and then up here we can have buttons to take us to some other pages to see any posts that we might have made, any requests we might have made. If we want to post a new offer ourselves, or if we just want to exit the system, up here we can do that. So we're going to say in our situation that we're going to want to get back to Rivendell. So we're going to put that as our destination. So we have 2 choices here. So say we're coming from the Shire, so this is where we're departing from. So that one works best for us. And let's say we want to sort by date too. So we go to March 6th here. That's when we want to go there. So that kind of nails it down to just this one specific scenario that's perfect for us. So we kind of can go over the results here. So confirm the date is right. There's enough seats for us. Cost is fine. All right, and we can see the author there just to see who it is. So now we can click on the book ride button. And so it's going to give us a little feedback option here. So do we want to request this ride with Sam? Yes, we do. It's going to give us confirmation here that yes, it's been requested. See your request in the My Request page. And then you'll see that it's disappeared from the list now. So now that one is no longer on the list. So if we, again, refreshed the list to Rivendell, that's not going to appear there anymore. So if we look in the My Request button up here, so that's going to take us to that page, we can see the ride we've booked now, and it's sitting here. And if for whatever reason we want to cancel that ride, we could cancel it here, confirm it there, and then again it gives us that confirmation that it has been canceled, and now it's empty. Now we can hit back. We go back to the page here, and you can see now this ride appears here again. So if we want to book multiple at one time, we could do that as well. Again, it will just reassure us every time we book that it actually has been booked. And we'll go to our requests and we can see them all here. And likewise, we can cancel them again. And you can see the seat number changes as you book. So there was only 1 seat available here. Now there's 0. So if we cancel this one, went back out there, there's now 1 seat available in again to show that we're no longer taking up that seat. So that's how you would request a ride using this program. Now for the second walkthrough, we're going to go over how a user would actually post their own ride offer. So as said before, this is the dashboard they land on after logging in. So instead of caring about any of this, they're just going to go to a new ride offer button up here, which will take them to the page where they can enter this information. You'll notice the name and email are grayed out. You can't change it. It's disabled. That's because the system's going to be going through the school system, and we're going to assume that that information can be extracted on their servers, so that will be auto-filled in and won't be able to change to kind of prevent being able to, put in malicious posts, because now if you do anything kind of mischievous, it can be directly linked to you, which could not be good for your school status. So we want to put a city, doesn't matter where, so we just say we'll pick you up in Bree, drop off in the Shire. Price per person, let's say we want to charge 30 per person. And I'm just going to do a test here, so number of seats, we'll just say whatever, hello. And the date, well, it doesn't really matter, we'll put March 8th. If we try to save, we get a little invalid number of seats. So we just kind of have a format check there to see if it's a correct format, so just kind of a little try catch for numbers. So if we put 2 there, and again, it's the same thing for cost. If we put something silly for cost, it's not going to be happy about it. But if everything's correct here, we save it. It takes us to our My Post page. So now we can see this is a ride, Bree, Shire, this is the date, seats cost, and again, this is just the default name that it would extract from the system. And we go back to the dashboard, and then if we want to check it again, we go back to My Posts, and here it is. And again, just like when requesting, you can cancel it if you've already done it. Cancel the ride offer, yes. And then no one will be able to see that ride any longer. And so that's how you would go about posting a ride. Alright, so for this last walkthrough, kind of the last separate functionality of the system is how an administrator would use the system. As I've described before, so later just kind of people who will come on and make sure that there's no bad posts, just to kind of keep a clean looking system, make it look professional at all times. So in theory and practice, when this is on the school system, administrators will be identified on their backend, on their server, so based on their school account. But for this implementation, it's just on in the actual code itself, so it's just a variable is admin 1 or 0. I change that, and it changes how the application launches. So I've changed it to that I am an admin, so it launches in administrator mode. Looks identical. The only difference that you're going to see is this button here, delete post. So instead of book ride, it just allows you to delete the post, so for whatever reason. So if we click this, you'll see this pop up here. Do you want to delete ride offer? Yes. And there it goes, and we can just do that and get rid of whatever rides you want. So that's all really administrators are going to do. Everything else for them is going to be the same. So yep, that's pretty well how the system works. Alright, so now that we've gone through all the walkthroughs and the ways the system will be used, just kind of generally go over the layout design and the rationale behind that. So as you can see throughout the pages, you see similar styles between the buttons, the labels with the red text, and of course the similar use of colors between the pages. So what I went for here was more, this is something that's going to be used for students to be kind of quick and easy, something they want to use without much thought. So I went really for simplicity here, something that you don't have to be taught on how to use. You can just kind of pick it up and understand it on your own. And also just kind of wanted it to have, its own unique look and feel, so that it's got a little brand recognition. So when you see maybe your friend using the application, you can just look and instantly see by the colors and the design that they're using Rivendell Rideshare. And, kind of gets the word around a bit better doing it that way. So overall, just went for a very simple and clean lookout for the application. Alright, so I'm going to give now just a brief overview of the technologies used to help develop this application. So this is a universal Windows platform application, which means it's a new type of application developed by Microsoft that runs on any Windows 10 device, so any Windows 10 PC, any Windows Phone, even on Xbox, that kind of thing. So it's meant to be kind of an application that's universal across many different devices. And it's something I have a lot of experience in, so that's why I chose it. So how it works, if you know Java, it's similar to that. So here's the main page, which is our dashboard. And so there's a logic side to it, which is what you're seeing here. This is the C#. So the C# kind of handles all the business logic, the modeling, and all that kind of thing. Handles any kind of interaction with the user. And then there's the example page, which is like a modified version of XML by Microsoft, which holds all the layout information. So here I'm defining, all the buttons, the rows, how they're, aligned, and where they sit on the page, and that kind of thing. So each page has this corresponding XML and C# file, and so that's the same for the posts page and the request page. It all works the same. The only pages that don't work like that are the ones that hold the business logic for what an offer is. So here's the model for what a ride offer is, all the information needed. Here's the data source I have that just has some example rides that you saw in the application. And then here's the view model, which helps convert the information into what you see in the application in that list view. So it's a very powerful type of technology. It's very quick to get going. And yeah, so this is how I developed the application. And because it was a Windows 10 device, I was able to just test it locally on my machine since it's running Windows 10. And yeah. Alright, so now that you've kind of seen how the application works, how it was implemented, and how it's going to be used, I hope you take time to install it and give it a try for yourself, kind of play around with the system. And yeah, thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed.